How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. I also got to put in a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about FuboTV. You guys already know these are one of my high conviction plays. I told you to load the boat when it was around $17, and I know many of you have been able to do that and are definitely enjoying a nice return on your investment. But before we get started, of course, I have some updates, but let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside of the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're considering to take a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing that we're going to be going over is a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. I get those questions. Should I be buying FuboTV right now? And the matter of the fact is, on this channel, we do not FOMO into plays. We do not like paying premiums. We want to get our stocks on the cheap. So by taking a look at the price action, seeing those areas of support and where it can pull back to, can make sure that we can get a really good entry, especially if you're looking either to average down or get into a starter position. Secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. This is definitely key here. This is a growth stock. So we want to know, what is the overall market sentiment? Is it positive or is it negative? Are there a lot of shorts vested in this play? Well, you know what? We're going to be finding out. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts, and as well as a big time update for FUBO, which I feel will really add to this stock and its overall value. So now let's get into it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for FuboTV. So let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $31.72, being up 0.32%. On the low, it tested $31.32, and on the high, testing $33.70. And of course, we're seeing some strength going down inside of the post market at the time of this recording. So as you can see here from the RSI, we're taking a look just for your information. We're using the 1-year daily chart. You can see it's right here around 65. Of course, FUBO has been on quite the run up as of late. So this is part of the reasons why, if you are going to pay at the current prices, you are paying quite the premium. So let's see how it's looking with our indicators here on the chart. So it's showing strength above the 200-day, the 21-day EMA, and as well as the 100-day. A clear area of support for FuboTV, you can see right here, is right at this $28 level. So if it did decide to pull back here, this is where I would consider getting into a starter position. It all depends on what the price action was looking like, because if I feel like it would pull back even further, then I would get in even at a cheaper price. I told you guys about this stock and getting in when it was around the $17 range. Many of you got in even lower, so you're able to double up your investment already. So this is why I'm kind of letting people know who are just coming across FUBO now. So what I'll be looking forward to as far as a bullish move from FUBO is to get past this area of resistance right here at 33.70, right? If we're able to pass this 33.70 level, I'll be definitely looking forward to seeing us get to that $34 range fairly quickly. So if we can get to this range fairly quickly, then we can easily get to around 35. So I want to see FUBO be able to hold up this $31 level. If it could use this area as support, then we could definitely look forward to seeing that move come within the next couple of weeks. If it does not and it continues to have resistance, I won't be surprised if it decides to pull back all the way to 28. And if it pulls back even further, I feel like that brings in even a bigger opportunity. And make sure you keep this on your watch list just in case this does occur. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for FuboTV. So let's see what it looks like. So the short volume ratio is at 18%. So this is fairly significant here, and we're going to take a look at the history to kind of show you why that is the case. This is taking into consideration the close as of June the 21st. What does this look like? So just under 20 million shares were traded, but we had about 3.4 million of those shares that were actually sold short. As we take a look at the short shares availability, it is at 300,000, updated 15 minutes ago, and the short borrow-free rate is at 1.51%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio and why it is significant, when we covered it, I was saying, hey, it was great to see FUBO short interest was going down. But you can see here on the 18th, it was at 8.03, and now it has more than doubled, coming up to 17 0.88 being rounded to being the 18 that you see here. So we know the reason for this happening. Yes, FuboTV has been on quite the run. It is a growth stock. There's a lot of FOMO. There's a lot of hype in this play. But of course, on this channel, we know it's a solid company. But at the same time, a lot of shorts are saying, hey, this stock price needs to come down. It needs to cool off. And it's part of the reasons why the market sentiment is starting to become even more negative. So for my final thoughts for FuboTV, it's definitely great seeing the price action that's being presented. Many of you were able to get into your position at that $17 range like I was talking about, and you're enjoying some really nice gains. But one thing we need to keep in mind in regards to the short interest, it has gone up quite a bit. Right now it is at 18%, and keep in mind before it was in the single digits. So taking all of this into consideration, yes, as far as market sentiment is concerned, short sellers are starting to pile all up into FUBO. So being aware and knowing this will let you know there's going to be a lot of volatility in its overall price. Now, as far as for the technicals, when we covered it, yes, look out for those pullbacks. There's no reason why you should be paying more than you need to. I want to make sure I really emphasize this. Use a dollar cost averaging approach, have a starter position, and make sure you are not going in super heavy. You could divide this position over 3 to 4 entries, so please keep this in mind. And the big time update from FUBO is being included into the Russell 3000 index. This is definitely some great news. There's many stocks we've covered on this channel that have had this opportunity to be included. What does this mean? They're going to have more attention from institutions. They're going to be buying in. They're going to want a piece of FUBO. So it's going to be really good for the overall stock, I feel, for the long term, and we should see a little bit more stability when it comes to its overall price action. Of course, since it is a growth stock, it's definitely going to be dependent on a lot of factors. Certain catalysts or certain things can come out that can impact the price pretty significantly. But you guys already know this already. Congratulations to those that got in at the cost average that I spoke about, getting in at $17 range like myself. And I'm looking forward to see what more FUBO can actually do. As far as some quick updates, in case you guys are just catching this video, Fubo's making some big moves. They have their sports book that's going to be launching in Q4, and then on top of that, come on, they are literally the leaders when it comes to sports TV streaming. So if you believe in the fact that, hey, you know what, the traditional way of watching TV is dead and it's all about streaming and watching sports, then FuboTV is a nice piece of exposure to have inside your portfolio. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.